Hi, my fellow Aries. Good evening. I hope your week is off to a good start. Welcome back to my channel, Mystic Rose Awakening, and your tarot read. I did a meditation for you a little while ago. I've got the cards pre-shuffled here. If you find valuable information, if you enjoy this read, please remember to give my video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell button so you can get notified when I put up any new videos. I had an amazing meditation for you. Let's see. I did have a male presence hanging around, so I don't know if someone has a male passed on family member, loved one. He did not give me any messages, and he just kind of hung out while I was meditating there. We did not share energy. I did not feel anything from him. Sometimes this happens, and spirits will come back a few times before I receive a communication. So I don't know, maybe they just like, some of them just like to feel me out, or maybe they're not sure how to communicate. I'm not sure, but I did sense a male presence there. So the first thing I saw during my meditation was the color green, and it was very healing. It was definitely a healing energy. And I definitely had the feeling that spirit is sending you healing energy. So I don't know, some of you are going through a rough patch, some hard times right now, but spirit is definitely sending you healing energy during this time. And then I saw the color green spiraling to the left, and I had a feeling like I was being drawn into it. So spirals can represent the fifth element of the pentacle, which is Akasha, which means coming into being. To the left means divine's influence. So divine has messages. Divine is trying to communicate. A left turning spiral represents spirituality descending from above spirit into man. Some of you could be receiving downloads. So if you're seeing synchronicities, if you're getting like a ringing in your ears, things like that, you could be receiving downloads, because this actually, now that I'm reading my notes back, this makes perfect sense, because I saw blue, and what I heard was you have a need for truth and clarity. Go within. The answers are already within you. Okay, so some of you are definitely receiving downloads right now. You may or may not be noticing symptoms of this, but the message here is that you have a need for truth and mental clarity, and the answers are already within you. So meditate, quiet your mind, and focus on your breathing, and just see what comes through. If you're not sure how to meditate, please reach out. Message me at mysticroseawakening@gmail.com, and I will teach you how to meditate. I also saw the color red. One last thing about the spiral also. It can represent people coming back to the same point in life, but with a better kind of understanding. So if you feel like you maybe went in a circle, if you feel like you worked yourself away from certain kind of scenarios, and you're wondering why you might feel like you're back in the same kind of place as you ever were, and you're just feeling frustrated, Spirit is saying that you may have wound up back in this place, but your outcome is not going to be the same, because you're wiser this time. You may have wound up back at the same point, but with a better kind of understanding. And then let's get to the red. I'm sorry. So then the red vibrations, it makes you want to take action, power, energy, vitality, assertion, ready to take action on a new goal. It also could represent your root chakra, so it could have something to do with your sense of security, your well-being, your practical matters. And Archangel Jophiel was also present. Archangel Jophiel is who we call on when we need mental clarity. I will include in the description of this video instructions, if you're interested, on how to invoke Archangel. I'm sorry, did I say Uriel? I misspoke. Jophiel. Archangel Jophiel. Her light is the yellow ray of light, and it's so bright and it's so beautiful. And she's who you call on when you need mental clarity, creative inspiration, when we're in the midst of a creative endeavor of some kind. So this also makes so much sense. So if you're having a need for mental clarity, like I said, please reach out. I will be so happy to teach you how to meditate and how to go within and retrieve the downloads, how to receive your messages that they have been sending you. For Archangel Jophiel, you want to get a yellow candle, and then there's an invocation prayer that I'm going to include in the description of this video for you if you're interested in trying to do this. All right, let's get, so yeah, that was an amazing meditation. Let's get into some tarot. Spirit, what messages do we have for the collective of Aries this week? What energies are surrounding the collective of Aries? This also. That's too many. Way too many. It's driving me crazy. Show me what I need to see for the collective of Aries, please. 5 cards for the collective of Aries. So we've got the Queen of Swords here, the 4 of Cups, the High Priestess reversed. 2 more cards for Aries, please, Spirit. 2 more cards for the collective of Aries. Way too many. Boy, let me get comfortable. 2 more cards for the collective of Aries, please. Oh, these are flipped. Oopsie. Show me what I need to see. Show me what I need to see. Fumble. My apologies. Thank you. We've got the Ace of Cups. And we've got the Chariot. I think I need a little more light. Give me 1 second. I apologize. Okay, let's get into it. So, we've got the Queen of Swords energy here. The Queen of Swords, she can represent someone who is mature, someone who is wise, also someone who is in a defensive energy. Spirit, why do we have the Queen of Swords for Aries? Why do we have the Queen of Swords here for Aries? The purple of her dress is standing out to me. Purple can represent intuition. It also could represent your crown chakra. Violet. The dress is actually purple and blue. Oops, purple and blue mixed together. So that's like your third eye and your throat chakra together. So that's like using your intuition and your intellect. Swords can often represent intellect. Sorry, I'm just fumbling all over the place here. 3 clarifier cards out for the Queen of Swords, please, Spirit. Jeez. So, Swords can represent air signs. Air signs are analytical and logical. Goodness! So I think that's representing your energy, Aries. I think that's the Spirit trying to tell me. And then we have the 4 of Cups. 4s represent structure, security, stability, the material world. This guy in this card, he's looking at these cups that are kicked over and empty, and he's just, you know, beside himself because they're useless. But if he would change his perspective, if he would expand his perception, then he would notice that he's still got a perfectly good cup right behind him. Spirit, why do we have the 4 of Cups here for the collective of Aries? Why do we have the 4 of Cups for Aries? Please clarify this 4 of Cups. I think some of you have a definite need to get grounded, because what I'm so drawn to as I look at this card is his red cloak. Red will represent being grounded, your root chakra, being grounded, feeling secure with yourself. He is sitting in front of this large tree, which is very grounded. You know, you can see the roots going down into the ground. Trees represent wisdom. So you might be in a very defensive energy, and because you're in this defensive energy, you're failing to see something very useful to you. You're looking what is useless to you. You're looking at what is useless to you, and you may be letting these energies get the best of you, and so you just maybe need to, like the meditation said, a need for mental clarity, a need to go within. The answers are within you. There is a perfectly good cup around you, and you're just not seeing it. What do we need to know about this 4 of Cups, Spirit? That's too many. That was the crown chakra card on the top of that, though. Thank you. Intuition. It's a 2 on the top of this card. 2s could signify a choice of some sort. Also a union, something working together, or some things working together, some people working together. Perhaps you and Spirit, you and your inner self need to come together. Thank you. Sacral chakra. Yellow. Archangel Jophiel. you and Archangel Jophiel need to come together. And Archangel Jophiel will help you see the wisdom that you need to see, will help you gain your mental clarity. Thank you. Firm foundation. So, we've got the 4 of Cups there. We've got a 2 here. We've got a 2 on the top of the sacral chakra card. 2 and 2 is 4. And then we've got a 4 here. Firm foundation. So let's see. What is this about this firm foundation? What messages we can get for you here. Now, it's a red border on this card, so that's representative of your root chakra. Again, 4s are foundation, your security, your groundedness, your practical matters are being affected by the energies that you're in right now. So, intuition is the language of the soul. When this card shows up in a reading, it's a clear message that it's time for you to use your intuition. Just give it a chance, and you'll quickly notice how it might be trying to get your attention. With so much information in this world vying for your every thought, it's easy to ignore or fail to acknowledge your insights. This is why you need to quiet your mind. You need to meditate. You need to give your inner self a chance to come forward and speak. You need to give your guides a chance to guide you. Synchronicities and so-called coincidences are powerful signs that your intuition is knocking on your door. How's this for synchronicities? 4, 4, 4. I also want you to look up angel number 444. That's going to definitely hold a significance for some of you. There's something in the message of angel number 444 that will resonate for you. I'm just so impressed. They bring up synchronicity, and there you have it. Okay, sorry. All right. Moving right along. Have you heard a phrase or saying repeated by more than one person today? Do the same numbers keep showing up in your life? Has someone mentioned the name of a specific individual whom you were just thinking of? These are all signals for you to pause, be open, and pay attention. This is a perfect time to seek the answers from within. This is why I started doing these telling you about these meditations during my reads. I love the way you can see the messages I received during my meditation play out for you right in these cards. It amazes me every time. Turn inward, where you'll find solutions and valuable insights that are waiting to assist you. And that was the message I got. The answers are within you. I love you guys. This is so amazing. Thank you so much for watching this video and joining me on this wild, crazy journey. I'm telling you, no matter how many times I ever do this, it never gets old, guys. This amazes me. Every time. Every time. When you learn to trust your intuition, you'll begin to have a sense of not only the right timing, but you'll also begin to perceive people and situations with a deeper and more discerning eye. You'll not only observe beneath and beyond what's actually in front of you, you'll see the real deal. The traditional archetype for this card is the High Priestess. So you get the High Priestess out twice here. There's another, and that's another 2. Sacral chakra. The second chakra is located 2 fingers below your navel and relates to emotions, desires, creativity, and sexuality. To keep this chakra balanced and energy flowing, try dancing, moving your hips and lower abdomen, use a color meditation, and practice yoga. And just so you know, yoga, it's not just the exercises that you do to make your body look good. Yoga is also meditation. Express your sexuality and nurture yourself. And remember, you do matter. So put yourself first, is what I'm hearing. Don't go along with somebody else's needs to appease them. Make sure whatever you do is in alignment with your needs first and foremost. To them, they are what's most important. To you, you are what's most important. You always have to put yourself first. You cannot sacrifice your needs for the sake of someone else's happiness, because you're sacrificing your happiness for someone else's. You cannot spend your life and yourself to make someone else happy. And then we have firm foundation. So the red border is physical, representing business, finances, money, prosperity, earthly possessions, material gain or loss, and security. Let's see, what page is that on? This card denotes that you have already or are currently working towards establishing a solid foundation in the material world. Using good judgment and heeding lessons from the past concerning financial matters will assist you in laying a firm groundwork. By doing so, security will have a better chance of building in the future. The material power that is now around you could either be an advantage or a disadvantage, depending on how you respond to it. Don't let your current position determine who you are. Remember to give back and prime the pump of prosperity, for true and material wealth is as much about giving as it is receiving. Seek proper investment advice and realize that you don't have to hold on to your possessions too tightly. Just be flexible and allow things to continue to flow. Why do we have the High Priestess reversed for the collective of Aries? Well, first, actually, let's go over the High Priestess reversed. The High Priestess reversed is a number 2. Again, choices. She can, if she is indicative of a person, she's indicative of a highly intuitive person. This is reversed. So this would likely be saying that you have a need to be more intuitive. You need to be accessing your intuition. You need to learn to trust your intuition. I just saw her and then I lost her. 107. Illusion, delusion, deception, ignoring inner promptings. Ignoring inner promptings would mean you're not following your intuition. You're ignoring your intuition. Your inner promptings are coming directly from your intuition. The High Priestess signifies the need for withdrawal and for silence, and for allowing a deepening of the soul that goes beyond words. And yet, like every need of the soul, this can be pursued inappropriately, for too long or too intensely. It is possible that you are feeling too withdrawn from the world and need to make an effort to reestablish your connection with those around you, and with everyday life. You may be paying too much attention to subtle impressions and have fallen prey to illusion or delusions. Alternatively, you may be ignoring the promptings of your intuition and your unconsciousness. You may be enmeshed in false relationships or false hopes as a result of not taking the time to be still. To open yourself to the guidance of your dreams and intuitions. It takes time and experience to navigate between the worlds. If you have moved from a state of inwardness to a state of extreme activity, you may find yourself feeling emotional or irrational. Remember the quiet calm of the High Priestess and the ability of the Magician to act in the world, and see if you can access both functions within you. Spirit, why do we have the High Priestess for the collective of Aries? What do we need to know about this? Thank you. How do you like that? Okay, so synchronicities. There you go. And moving on. So how it was saying that you might be not seeing that there's somebody that you need to be letting go of. Somebody in your energy, in your presence that's not serving your greater purpose. You might have false hopes for someone around you. And so you need to, oh my gosh, and then look at this. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. 6 and 6, both cards. So take inventory, because you may have some deception. Smokeation indicated, folks. So withdraw and quiet your mind. Go within. You want to pay attention to your gut feelings. You want to pay attention to what your guides and your intuition is telling you. And you need to decide if there is someone around you that needs to go. Don't convince yourself from hearing this that you definitely do. Remember that this is a general reading. This is not going to apply to all of you. This is going to apply to some of you. So please, please, please don't decide before you go within that someone's got to go and then access your intuition to figure out who it is, because this is not going to apply to every single person. I just want to throw that out there. Good Lord, guys, come on. And then we have the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups, the aces are always gifts. Cups signify emotion. So this would be like a gift of love. Spirit, why does Aries have the Ace of Cups here? What do we need to know about this Ace of Cups? We have accelerated motion, which is the number 8. 8s signify abundance, manifestation, diligence, and harvest. So you could be trying to manifest your soulmate. You could be trying to manifest some love into your life. And then the next card we have out here is the waiting game. So what I'm getting from this is whomever some of you are feeling stuck on right now, that might not be your one, honeys. I want you to really go within and ask yourself, is this everything I want it to be? Is this person throwing me red flags? Access your inner wisdom and decide if it's the right one for you. If it's not, Spirit's saying what you are trying to manifest, it's coming, babes. Accelerated motion. It's on its way. You see that? At the speed of light. There's like a comet shooting through the sky right there, right? So what you're trying to manifest, it's coming. Accelerated motion. So just let go of whoever is not 100%. Whoever your intuition is telling you, is nudging you, like, hey, you know, red flag, mayday, red alert, red alert. And just be patient. Just be patient because it's coming. And next we have the chariot, which symbolizes movement. Spirit, why do we have the chariot here for Aries? Thank you. So, like I said, the chariot symbolizes movement. It also symbolizes a decision. Because you see, you've got a white and a black horse here. Dark, light, good, bad, positive, negative. You know, you've got a good decision and a bad decision before you. Who's the good decision? Who's the bad decision? So choose wisely. And then we have recognition and reward, which tells me success, right? That's got a number 3 on top of it. 3s can symbolize synthesis. Synthesis symbolizes 2 things coming together to make something else. So you join forces with the divine. That's why I have that spiral in the meditation. Divine sending you information. You're joining forces with the divine to manifest your Ace of Cups. And so this is saying there will be recognition and reward. It's coming. Your you know, success. But if it's something you're trying to manifest, you've got to get out of this Queen of Swords energy. You've got to go within and get yourself grounded. You've got to stay positive. You've got to realize what blessing blockers could be in your vicinity, and you've got to move on because what you're manifesting can't come through if you're in those energies and you're hanging on to this person or this person's hanging on to you. 2 more cards for the chariot, please. For the collective of Aries. Actually, you know what? I don't even think we need 2 more cards out on that. I'm good with that message. I do want to get some of these Queen of the Moon Oracle cards. They have some really great action steps, some really great tips and advice in here for you. Any messages for the collective of Aries? The Void. Just move these a little bit here. All right. The Path. Thank you. Darkness. I love it. Balance. Absolutely. One more, Spirit. One more message for Aries, please. Show me what I need to see. Whoa. I'll take this one. Fierce. Okay. So, we've got the Void. The artwork on these cards is so beautiful. We've got a number 1 signifying new beginnings, leadership, or new beginnings. Aces are 1s, gifts. And this one is the Void, so let's see what it says. Your time to rest and reset is here. Release all that does not serve you. Yeah, I totally get that if you're in this Queen of Swords energy. And you might have somebody around you who is deceptive, who's not serving you well. So do some house cleaning. We're heading on spring, right? New birth. Ones also can signify new birth. Spring cleaning. This can apply to your emotional life always. And then a definite period of self-care, rest, rejuvenation. Your time to rest and reset is here. Release all that does not serve you. That's what I just said. I love it. Stop resisting. The void is a time of possibility, not just darkness. There is nothing to fear in letting go of negative patterns and habits, so let go of the old. The affirmation of this card is, I freely release what I no longer need. And my attention is drawn all the way to the end here when I read that, to this fear card. You see that? She's dancing around, just like how I said that you need to, that would help you to clear your sacral chakra. She's releasing her fears, and she's standing in her power. Yellow, it stands for power. It stands for your solar plexus chakra, which is your place of power. So she's standing in her power, being courageous and releasing those fears. And because she's releasing them, she's able to just feel lighter. So she's just there dancing freely. While the full moon, full attractive power, gets all the publicity, the dark moon, which offers the infinite possibilities of a clean slate, is just as powerful in its very own way. The dark moon often looks like just a darker piece of the night sky, and in some cultures, the way it appears harkens back to the idea of the void. It is a place of unknowable secrets, a state of everything and nothing, or a place to prepare or rest before moving on. To me personally, there is a relieving, restful quality about this darkest moon that allows the pondering and decisions about what we can jettison before making fresh plans for the new moon, which is the next day. If you find yourself resisting the dark moon, it is usually a clear sign that you are being stubborn about letting go of something that is old and not serving you in a positive way any longer. Often that is a fear or pattern. I love this. I love how this is all coming together like this. And I apologize, I'm losing my voice, by the way. So I sound a little raspy. Letting go of something that is old and not serving you in a positive way or any longer. Often it is a fear or pattern that was created to protect you in some way. However, now it is outdated, yet you are still carrying it out or acting it out. Know that this moon is powerful, but it is also incredibly gentle in the way that it helps you unravel what actually is, so you can embrace the fresh start tomorrow. Relax, reframe, and think about how much better your life will be without that bad habit, fear, or pattern. Get very clear about the possibilities of this transformation and what it will give to you in real terms. This is the power of the dark moon. It is the optimum time in the cycle to release the old and cut the cords of relationships and traumas that deserve no time and attention in your present. You see, these are powerful messages. I love these cards. And the next one we have is 8, the path. 8s again signify abundance, manifestation, diligence, harvest. Excuse me. She's got a ladder to climb there. So, pardon me. She's got a ladder to climb there. So, it's going to take some work to get to where she needs to go, right? But there's a universe there waiting for her, a whole new world. I'm hearing the Aladdin song in my head. The way is open for you. The path is illuminated. Begin the journey now. Respond and take action. We must be courageous and move forward. The affirmation for this card is I am open and responsive to the opening of the way. When we accept where we are, acknowledge what needs to change to grow, and begin to love ourselves more completely, the direction of our lives begins to change. We often decide we want to follow a more authentic way for ourselves, and our desires become more aligned with the needs, wants, and values of our true selves. Imagine we are lost in a dark forest and can hardly see. There is no visible path, and every way looks exactly the same. We feel burdened by shadows and are not sure we should even move because we are so paralyzed by fear and uncertainty. Then the sunshine somehow breaks through the clouds and the leaf canopy, and there ahead is a path illuminated in golden light. It is clear now. The direction we should head. The path is not only visible, but it is inviting us forward. And so, instead of just standing there, we can't wait to step on it and move forward. The path is lit, and now is the time to walk on it. And next we have the Darkness card. So it's a 40 on the top of this card. In numerology, the 40 will go to a 4. 4 plus 0 is 4. So foundation, structure, security, stability, the material world. And this is the long night moon. You are entering a time of introversion, a leaner time, or a time to turn inward to plan and strategize. I do believe it's the 29th law of power. Plan all the way to the end, my friends. It is time to do shadow work, which will bring big dividends later on. Release what no longer works for you. Release. You see the theme? I mean, I just can't make this stuff up, guys. The affirmation for this card is, the darkness needs to be there as much as the light does. I just had this conversation with someone very recently who was telling me, like, Sherry, I just have this real bad dark side. It's like real bad. I have it locked up. I never let it out because it's like bad. And, you know, I was trying to tell him, like, we all have a dark side and a light side, a good side and a bad side. Every piece of us has its time and place in our life. And so it's not so much that you need to lock it down, shut it off, push it aside. That's not healthy for you. It's a part of you, and it's a part of you that is like the warrior part of you, the part of you that that's your survival skills. So it has gotten you through the hardest, scariest times in your life, and to shut it out, if you think of it in the context of almost like a separate entity, a separate person inside of you, it first of all will go into feast or famine mode eventually, and will run amok and just cause you all kinds of trouble. It will chew its way out of your box and run amok. Secondly, it's how you wind up with your inner self feeling hurt and betrayed. And you don't realize, this is an internal process. It's not something that's going through your mind. You don't realize it. But it will cause you behaviors that you don't realize that it's causing you, because there's a part of you deep down inside that is feeling neglected, that is feeling shunned. It has been there for you through your hardest times. It has gotten you through your hardest moments, and it's getting no love. So you've got to find a way to appreciate it, to call upon it when you need it, And the main thing is to learn how, in every aspect of your life, the good part of you, the good side, the bad side, the dark side, the light side, avoid extremes in order to stop it from causing problems. So, one of the earliest human fears is said to be a fear of the dark. We fear what we can't see. We fear what we may be hiding. In reality, the dark is as important as the light. In nature, there are many nocturnal animals that go about the business of living under the moon, not the sun. The darker times of the lunar and seasonal cycles signal a time to naturally turn inwards, to stay close to home, to look closely at ourselves, and to plan for the light, just like we were saying over here. So right now is a time for introversion. It's not time to go hang out. It's not time to spend time with the toxic person that may be in your environment. Now's the time to just be like, you gotta learn how to say no to people. No, I can't go tonight. No, I don't have time for a phone conversation. No, I just, you just gotta say no, shut the world out. And it's time for introspection, to sit with this without anybody's else's opinions or ideas affecting your thought process. You just need to spend time with you, your guides, and the divine, and find your way through this. And Archangel Jophiel, let's not forget Archangel Jophiel. In the northern hemisphere, the long night moon usually occurs in December around the winter solstice. This is when the nights are indeed long and the hours of sunshine are short. It's cold and people will begin to be snowed in. It is during these long nights we can do our shadow work, undertaking the self-reflection needed to identify what isn't working for us, what might be causing us pain. This could be a bad habit, a destructive pattern, a recurring useless fear, or anything that holds back from being the best we can be. Once we see these aspects of ourselves in the dark, we can simply decide whether they must go. We can decide to release them once and for all. We get to transform. And then the next card out we have here is balance. It's a 19, so in numerology, it's going to go to a 10. 10s signify endings. A 10 is going to go to a 1. 1s signify new beginnings. One door never closes without another one opening. So don't be afraid to let go of what you need to let go of. Don't be afraid to close that door and lock that bitch shut so it can't open ever again. Because if it's not serving you, it doesn't need to come back. You need to deadbolt that shit and wait for your next door to open. Look to the future. Don't look back. Don't be sad about what's back there. Make your decision and leave it back there and look to the future and be excited and be hopeful. Would you hope? Because whatever's coming behind door number 2, babes, is whatever you've been manifesting. So this is not the right one. 19. Oh, I went to the number 10 one because I broke down the 19. My bad. All right. Balance. The wanting give us. I don't know how to say that. If I'm saying that right. 3. Balance. Seek balance. Extremes of anything are rarely helpful or useful. See what I told you? Avoid extremes. Didn't I just say that? I cannot make this stuff up. I love it. I love what I do. Can you tell? There may be an overreaction that has caused the issue. Ground yourself and allow your strength to rise from there. Be aware of where the imbalances in your life are at present. The affirmation for this card is, I seek and maintain healthy balance in my life. Working with the lunar cycle on a regular basis helps us actually experience the flow and balance of nature. The moon shows us the gradual and peaceful processes of waxing and waning and the phases of perfect balance within. Our bodies, our minds, and our human spirit seek balance. Yet, perfect balance is almost impossible to achieve. Think on this. If we tried to stand on one leg and balance ourselves, no matter how good at balancing on one leg we may be, it's a kind of a dance, is it not? The large and small muscles in our legs adjust to keep us upright, always moving, never perfectly still. The rest of our body is also performing a myriad of other adjustments. A little to the right here in one moment, a little to the center there. The point is that balance is a process, something we can achieve actively if we are wise. We need to know when we are unbalanced so we can return to homeostasis. It is useful to know where our imbalances lie to make a decision about moving towards a more balanced version. Self-reflection helps identify this. When we are too something, working too long, thinking too fast, eating too much, we need to be honest with ourselves so we can identify this quite easily. Allowing ourselves a more considered and balanced view invites a true peacefulness into our lives, something that many people crave in this incredibly busy and chaotic world. Balance allows us to understand that overwhelm isn't a place we want to visit, let alone set up home in. And then the last card we have out is that fear card. And so that's a number 11. I'm getting such a glare off the top of that. Sorry, guys. So it's a number 11 on that card. And I've already kind of given the description on it. So it's just basically reiterating to release your fears. The time for courage is here. Fear is only useful if it teaches you something. You must examine whether your fears are old or new, useful or unhelpful. Fear blocks flow, which is why you might be having some sacral chakra, because that's where your power comes from. That is why you're having some sacral chakra blockages. So this is going to help clear those blockages, because that's where your power and creativity starts, is in your sacral chakra. I mean, think about it. That's your womb chakra. That's where life is created, right? And so that takes a lot of magic power. So you will have, you can't be feeling powerful if you're operating off of fears, right? The affirmation for this is, I am courageous. These affirmations, by the way, are great. If you want to rewind the video, back it up, and write them down, the affirmations from these cards, and repeat them to yourselves as often as possible. It seems silly at first. It feels silly at first. But after a while, you will start to believe it. And it helps you to change your mindset, to clear your blockages. So the affirmation for this card is, I am courageous. If there's one thing that stops people from fulfilling their dreams or even getting things done that they want done, it is fear. Experiencing fear is built in a chemical part of the way our brain works to protect us. Emotions such as fear cause the production of a whole raft of body chemicals that give us the best chance of coping with situations that need our attention to survive. There is a healthy kind of fear, the kind that warns us to keep out of a dangerous situation or stay clear, is someone who instinctively makes us wary. However, it would be a rare person who does not have at least one fear that does not serve them. A fear that is unrealistic or untrue or perhaps outmoded experience, or something that is buried so deeply we only see the symptoms rather than the fear itself. Most fears have been formed with the positive intent of protection. We need to separate that intention out and deal with it in a more resourceful and less destructive way if we are to create ease and flow in our lives. Fear has many names. Covert ones are envy, jealousy, codependency, procrastination, bullying, people-pleasing, disconnection. More overt ones are avoidance, fear of failure, or fear of success. So covert means they're deep down hidden. They're behaviors that you may be exhibiting and you're not realizing where they're coming from. And overt means that outwardly, I know that I'm afraid this is going to happen, so I'm avoiding it. See, avoidance. While we can be fearful and courageous at the same time, I think that courage contains a mighty big dose of fear. I heard a saying once and it always stuck with me, that it's not brave if you're not scared, right? We can choose to face that fear and flow through it until we fear less, and then eventually become fearless. Think about when you play sports. You're not in beast mode until after you've taken that first hit, right? Before you've ever taken a hit, it's like the worst possible thing, to where you cringe, your whole body will tense up. You don't even look at the ball coming at you. You look away and you duck and you dodge and you'll do anything to avoid it, right? And you won't play as hard for fear of getting hit until that day comes that you finally get hit and you realize, man, that fucking sucked. But it didn't suck as like I lived, I survived. It wasn't as bad as I had it in my head. And so once you know you can survive this, it's not gonna like end you. That's when beast mode kicks in, right? The process isn't always graceful. It isn't always impressive because it may be slow and deliberate steps we take. Taking these steps isn't always easy, and that's an understatement. It isn't always apparent to others. So it should be about us measuring how far we have come and not worrying about what anyone else thinks. Comparison is useless. Courage is powerful no matter what form it takes. I love it. I love that. So, there you have it, Aries. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I thought it was amazing. Big messages this week. If you got something out of that, I definitely, and with much gratitude, accept tips and donations. 40% of the tips and donations will go to my nonprofit, Broken Halos, and that goes to domestic violence victims to help them to be able to get out, get on their feet, obtain counseling services to increase their odds of not just getting out, but staying out. If you would like meditate, what's the term I'm looking for? I'm sorry, I'm tired. If you would like some meditation coaching, if you would like a personal read for yourself, please email me at mysticroseawakening.com. And if you enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit the bell button so you can get notified when I post new videos. I love you all. Have a great rest of your week. Namaste.